Well, hi boys and girls, welcome to Micro Sessions. I am your host Leo J. Bailey. This is the official first brew day, but not really a brew day. I was going to do the pale ale, but I have jumped ahead and decided to do something I watched on the Clawhammer Supply YouTube channel. I have been very interested about the hop water situation that people are getting into. I've seen Sarah Flora from Flora Brewing talk about it. I have seen some hop water out in the stores. That shit is really expensive. I don't get why. I tell you this. So this is what we're doing today. We're going to make a hop water using Citra hops. From watching Clawhammer, it is simply this. I have pre-filled 5 gallons of water. I need to get my pH down to 4.5. Now, my pH here is well water. It is 8, roughly. I did not have any lactic acid. However, I did have me a big old jar of lemon juice. It took 5.5 ounces of lemon juice, which I think is going to be a nice flavoring, even though I'm going to boil here in a minute. 5.5 ounces of lemon juice. I boil it for 10 minutes for the obvious reasons. You want to clean up anything that's in there, get your water to a boil. 10 full minutes. I'm going to write everything out. After you get it to 10 minutes of boil, you are going to cool your water down to 170 degrees. You're going to cool it, you're going to keep it there while you steep in your little basket here. Oh, and I took the basket. I don't need my grain basket in this thing. This is how easy this is. I am using the Citra hop variety today. I did not have a full 4 ounces, which is what they were calling for. They used Mount Hood in their experiment. I only have, and I didn't have any other bunch of hops except for some Citra, and I have one was partially open. 3.84 ounces. It's close enough. It's the best I got to try this today. Pardon me, I have to hit my Earl Grey. No, it is not the traditional thing. I found this is a lot easier. So that's the deal. Once you steep for 170, you transfer for 20 minutes with your 4 ounces of hops, preferably. You are gonna transfer to your keg. If you bottle it, they have a whole nother extra procedure that uses yeast, the sugar tablets, the whole 9 yards. I'm kegging. It's going straight into my keg. I got to get in there and sanitize this when I start heating this up. So we're gonna keg it. We're gonna put it in the cooler, let it cool down. Then I'm gonna carb it. Probably carb it for a couple of days, and then I'll come back and give you a review. I have no idea what I'm getting into today, but the good thing about it is everybody that tells me, and from what I've read and seen on the other YouTube channels, hop water is great. Apparently it's good for you. It's only hops. That's it. No alcohol, which I'm trying to deal with. I hit 260 last year. I'm down to 240. I got another preferably 30 pounds to drop between me and the treadmill and less alcohol. And no, this is not a New Year's resolution. I started this last year, so I've already dropped 20. I got a bit to go. Yeah. So I will come back and maybe I'll shoot a little bit. I don't think there's much to shoot, really, to be honest with you. I'll come back and give you a review of what the hell Citra hop water tastes like. I don't know. Rock and roll. I'll see you in a little bit. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Alright people, we have done 10 minutes of a boil. Stand by. We're going to turn the heat off. We've had a good 10-minute boil. Just remember, start over. 5 gallons of water. Get your pH down to 4.5, which I did with lemon juice. I didn't have lactic acid. And boil that for 10 minutes. Sterilize everything. You're good to go. Now I'm going to take the temp down to 170. And as soon as I hit 170, I'm going to throw my hops in. We'll steep it for 20. I'll be back in a second. Let's get this puppy reset to 170. God, I love my Clawhammer. Hey, we got our water, we got our pH, we got our boil. We're cooled down to 170, 169.6, so the heater came on. We're going to throw 4 ounces of Citra. We are going to start our timer for 20 minutes. We'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so we're back again. Timer's getting ready to go off, and there it goes. Turn that off. Turn heat off. May as well power this thing down because we are done. I'm going to transfer to keg. Now the only thing I'm kind of curious about is that you don't see it right now, but the water is very green, obviously. You put hops in there. So I'm curious as how they got their water so sparkling clean and clear. They never mentioned anything about a filter. If you have a bounce, something like that maybe, but I guess we're going to find out. They might have left a few extra steps out, but we'll see. Hey, it's hop flavored sparkling water. We'll see how this turns out. Yeah, let me get this transferred. What the hell am I thinking? Of course, the best part of all this, I don't even, never mind. I'm not sure what the best part of all this is. There we go. I don't know, maybe when this thing drops out of, you know, when things cool down, everything drops out of suspension, maybe it will clear up a little bit. I'm not sure. I am running it through an extra little screen in my funnel here just to be safe. Now it is 170 degrees right now. I'm going to let it sit overnight. And then I'm going to put it in the cooler, keg cooler over there, the Keyser, whatever the hell you want to call it. Then I will carbonate. I don't want to start carbonating. Actually, I don't even want to put it in the cooler at 170, probably close to 150 by this time this is done. I don't want to throw it in there because then it'll just work the cooler too hard. It's about 62 degrees down here in the basement right now in the old brewery. I'll give you a sneak peek at the end of this and show you, yeah, I'm in the midst of renovating this freaking place, man. Tore a bunch of stuff down. I'll give you a quick look. I don't know what I'm doing. It's weird, man. It's a brew day like nothing else I've ever done. This is maybe a total of 2 hours. You know, you're looking at a 10-minute boil. You got a 20-minute steep. You got to get it up to boiling temperature. You got prep. I'm probably looking at maybe 2. Maybe just a tick over, but that's about it. It's interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's interesting as hell. So I will come back in mere moments through the magic of video and editing, and let's see, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna let it cool overnight. Then I'm gonna put it in the Keyser in the morning, get it down to temp, throw the carbonation to it, and I'm gonna let it carbonate for 3-4 days, maybe. And maybe Friday of this particular week that I'm doing this one, I will do a taste test. And I'll be back with you then. We'll see how this damn thing turned out. Rock and roll. Well, hi, boys and girls. So it is review time. That is the Citra Hop Water Experiment. We're looking at what, 4 or 5, 4.5 days of carbonation. Color. It is not crystal clear. There is a very slight greenish haze. Not getting a lot of bubbles off the bottom. There's a little bit up top. So maybe some carbonation still due. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll turn it up. Color-wise, I would have to think that maybe a filter. Y'all tell me what you think on that level of... Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a filter would help if you want to make it crystal clear. I have no idea what I'm getting into. Alright, see if the sniffer's doing anything. As you can tell, mayhem is reigning around here with the rebuild. It's a mess. Alright. Oh my god. Wow. Wowzers. That's proof right there that whirlpooling your hops makes a difference. I did it at 170 for 20 minutes. I didn't, actually I shouldn't say I didn't whirlpool it, I steeped it, and I'm thinking just the thought of whirlpooling, maybe. Man, there's a lot of aroma, man, and that's just pure Citra hop. Alright, that's a good sign. Okay, oh god, let's see what happens here. Oh, that's different. It is not horribly bad. It is definitely different. We're not getting the sparkling in the sparkling water part, so I might want to crank the CO2 up a little bit and let it do some more. Man, that's dry. Wow. Who would have thought that water could make you feel parched? I'm thinking that's the lemon juice. I had to use 5.5 ounces of lemon juice to get my pH down. I was at 7.9, almost 8. So I would love everyone's thoughts. If you're willing to chat and write something in the comment section. I wonder if lactic acid, and how much lactic acid would it take to bring 5 gallons of almost 8 pH down to 4.5. I'm thinking the lemon juice may have contributed to some of the color as well. Taste, it is really dry. I know. Yeah, I know. It is not exactly what I was expecting. Brew Kitty does not seem to be fond of it either. Love the smell. My God, man. That's amazing. But taste-wise, the flavor is really interesting, and it's not bad. It's just pure hop. It's a Citra hop. You're not getting some of the characters you might when you're thinking about brewing a beer with it and what Citra hops, you know, bring out. It is interesting. I think one of the things too that crossed my mind is when you're thinking about hops, and I did not do this, I did not think to do this, and that was to test the pH of the water after, you know, maybe when it cooled down before I started carbon it. I guess I could still test it now at this point. I'm not sure. I guess somebody might want to tell me that. I don't know if I could. I think I can. So I'm curious if maybe the pH lowered even more because of the alpha acids in the hops. You science type people, you can help me with that if you care to. I think that it could improve. I think I can improve the color if maybe I invest in a bounce or something like that. The color could also be because of the lemon juice, and I think some of the dryness is because of the lemon juice. So there, that's my first trial. What's the worst that happened? I got 5 gallons of somewhat sparkling water. What, an investment of what, $8-9? Maybe 10, you know, depending on the price of what the hops were when I bought them. So not a bad experiment, relatively cheap. I will definitely do it again. I'm too hard-headed. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to make it right. The bubbles stay on top, but I'm not getting anything really from the glass whatsoever, or from the bottom of the glass. So I'm gonna crank the CO2 up and continue to see if it's drinkable. It's not drinkable, but it's not something you're going to go out of your way and go, hey, let me pound a bunch of these. And that's what I want to create. So yeah, rock and roll, people. Yeah.